I particularly don't care for paper piecing, but I make an exception. So I wanted to show you my little sewing machine that I'm using. It is a featherweight. Something else I want to show you are these quick threading needles, Schmidt's quick threading needles. Hi, it's Lonnie with Crafty Traveler, and welcome from the Great Smoky Mountains of Tennessee. Yes, I'm on the road, and I'm going to be sewing, and I'm going to demonstrate how to use the triangles on a roll. I'm in an actual RV park, so you may hear noises outside like a motor or a lawnmower. Can't help that. But what I'm going to do today is I'm going to demonstrate how to use triangles on a roll. I'm sure some of you have used them. I particularly don't care for paper piecing, but I make an exception with these triangles on the roll because they can make half square triangles with precision size, just following simple directions. The first thing I need to do is prepare my fabric. So I've cut strips of fabric 6.5 to 7 inches wide by about 8.5 inches long, and that will make a dozen half square triangles. So let's do it. So after I've cut my fabric, I need to make sure I've ironed it smoothly. Now I have two pieces of fabric. The black is my background fabric, and this polka dot fuchsia batik is my main fabric. The next step is to put these right sides together. Well, that'll be easy because this is a batik and it's the same on both sides, and this is a Kona black, which is also the same on both sides. But you do put them right sides together. And then you place your triangle paper onto the fabric. It doesn't matter which side, like that. And now I'm going to pin it down. I'll show you after I've pinned it. So now I have pinned the pattern piece of the triangles on the roll on the fabric that are right sides together. On the triangles on the roll, they give you stitch lines to follow with arrows, and then those are hashtag lines, hash lines. Then there are solid lines that will be cut. So I try and pin them away from the sewing lines, and that's important. You're not going to hit the pins with your needle. So I wanted to show you my little sewing machine that I'm using. It is a featherweight. I don't remember the year. I bought it online on eBay, probably 10 or 12 years ago, and the motor was very good, but it was very scratched, and this piece where the thread goes was broken, and the decals were all worn off. I don't remember what I paid for it, but it was less than $200. And then I found online a gentleman, DeskDave.com, Dave's Featherweight Factory in Kentucky, who reconditions them. And I sent it to him and asked him to paint it this turquoise color, my favorite. And he did. He fixed the pieces that were broken. He rewired it and repainted it and gave me a new pedal and cord. And I just love it. It's my favorite little sewing machine. I bring it along on my RV trips. and this is the little sewing machine I'm going to be using today. I have a 1/4 inch foot to make sure I get my 1/4 inch seams. However, with this process, you don't have to worry about 1/4 inch seams. In fact, I'm going to change the foot to the straight foot. So I've changed it to the straight foot because sewing on that paper in a straight line, it makes it easier. Something else I want to show you are these quick threading needles, Schmidt's quick threading needles, that I like to use with my featherweight because it does not have a needle threader. And I have to put glasses on to thread the needle, and then sometimes that's even difficult. So I'll show you how I thread this needle using these quick threading needles I get on Amazon. So I'm threading the machine. I'm using black thread because my background is black. Gotta get it through all the little grooves. Now, to actually thread the needle, there is a little groove in the back of the needle, and all you have to do is pass it under the needle and slide it down the back of the shaft, and it will click right into that needle. I'll show you again. After threading the machine, you slide it, go under the needle, slide it down the shaft, and it clicks right into the opening. I don't think it unthreads any more than one that you would thread by passing the thread through the hole. And if it does come unthreaded, it's easy to rethread it. So I really recommend those needles for anyone that may have any kind of eyesight disability or even hand disability, because it's very easy to use. Okay, back to the triangle. So now I'm going to stitch along the broken lines following the arrows as in the directions. And then I make sure I've got all the stitching lines, and I can look on the back and see my black thread. There's a little knot in there to see that I've stitched everything. And then I take all the pins out, and so I'm going to cut along the solid lines. I'm going to use my scissors. You can use a rotary cutter. So after I cut them all, I'll show you what I have. So now I have a dozen half square triangles with papers on them. This is the part I don't like. A lot of people think it's relaxing. They do it in front of the TV, or they have their grandchildren do it, or whatever. But you have to tear the paper away from the stitched piece. I don't know if I mentioned this, but this makes 2-inch half square triangles. So there's the half square triangle. Now I just press it and stitch it just like I would normally. Well, if you haven't used triangles on a roll, this is a good way to get your exact half square triangles. They come in lots of different sizes. I'm just happening to use 2-inch half square triangle roll on a roll because that's what my pattern calls for, is 2-inch half square triangles. So, from the Great Smoky Mountains of Tennessee in Pigeon Forge at Riverbend RV Park, and learning how to do half square triangles on a roll. Stay crafty. Don't forget to share, comment, and subscribe. And don't forget the little bell. Thanks for watching.